And we're so happy to be joined now in studio to talk more about Shai Agnon and his great influence on Jewish culture. We're joined by Professor Hillel Weiss, author of the book Voice of the Blood and a professor of literature at Bar-Ilan University. Hello and welcome back to the show. It's good to see you. So listen, I know you've written books yourself, and you have the great privilege of being in the literature world and being able to explore many authors and prophetic works by many people. What made Shai Agnon and his work so unique, especially for his time, and how it's relevant today?
He is standing on the crossroad of the Jewish history, the turning point between the exile and the redemption.
So let's talk about, I know he studied the Rambam, all the mystics of medieval times. He knew something was happening. You speak a lot about all of this time of the Messiah time. We're seeing a lot of craziness, a lot of separation. This is what the Rambam said would happen. So what did Shai Agnon explain? Did he have messages for what is happening now in 2023 in Israel?
He personally, like most of the Jews, had this Messianic complex. All his life, from his birth, was subordinated to the Messianic idea and the Messianic picture and the Messianic character all over history. This is not any rabbi, Hasidic rabbi, or any great Jewish leader like Ben-Gurion, or any other great writer like Aleph Bet Yehoshua or Amos Oz, has this schizophrenic complex, the Messianic complex. Agnon said that he was born in the day of Messiah on Tisha B'Av.
The 9th of Av.
And he wrote about this lot of stories, and on his tombstone, on his gravestone, is written that he was born on the 9th of Eve.
They say the Messiah will be born on the 9th of Eve. But what does that mean, you think, from their sources? Did they believe it was a person or a time?
Altogether, he has a personal mission to go with the Messianic ideas and to lead the Jewish people and the entire world with this idea. He was like Jesus. He was like any Messiah. How much he was a real Messiah or a false Messiah, this question is very interesting. Because when he was a child, his first poems, 2 poems, one was of Yosef de la Reina, that was a pupil of Hari, that wanted to bring, to defeat the Satan, and to bring the Messiah, and he failed. And Agnon admired this character.
For trying.
Yes, and he also wrote of him a lot of stories on this Yosef de la Reina, like on many others. And the second and more important, he says, then I was a child, that's about 9. He wrote it when he was about 16.
Wow.
I stand in the Lag BaOmer on the stage in the synagogue, and I took an arrows and a bow, and I shot the Satan.
Wow.
And this is my task.
What is the solution? How do we explain? Because people that are not looking at this part of the story are living a very complicated time. So what is the end result? The Mashiach is going to come, and no one can say, it's me. What is it?
We believe that Hashem is leading the history. And now everything that is going now, and I say Agnon has a great critic on the Jews in the Shoah time. He was very original in his point. But what we are seeing now will bring the redemption, will bring the unification, not the separation, not the split. We have been already in the split. And I say something like a prophecy. In a very short time, let's say a year or 2 years, we will see that everything was for the good and everything was changed. We said, you are now quite on the peak. All of us, and all my life, am afraid from this Armageddon and this Gog and Magog. It's written in all the prophets, in Ezekiel and Zechariah, and it is in Israel, and it is not the Holocaust. And we can pray, we can plead that Hashem will postpone it, reject it, cancel it, and so on. We don't know what will be exactly, but we know that we have to overcome this stage, and the times that all the nations will come to bow to Hashem on the Temple Mount in the temple is very close and very near.
Professor Weiss, thank you so much. I am so inspired by this conversation, and thank you so much for sharing your passion and your life's work.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you back here soon.
Thank you.